It's the Bossy Boss on the mic.
It's Layla Faye.
Miss Love Nicole.
And today we're going to be talking about relationships on
The
Glass Table.
So I'm going to start off with saying, stop selling for the bare minimum. Know your worth. If it's not 50-50 or lifting weight off your shoulders, you're wasting your time. So recently, over the past week, we had someone write out to us about a little problem that they're having and they want us to share it. Our listener said, "Hey, Glass Table. So I need some advice. Me and my little boo been fucking with each other for a while now, and I recently went through his phone and found out he's been leaking with this girl. Should I bring it up or start doing me? I love him, but I'm not going to be strung along without doing my dirt as well. Please help." So that's kind of common in relationships, you know, because we're kind of in a sneaky link culture. So people think that's acceptable and they think that that's okay. So this is Miss the Boss, and I feel like you should bring it up, because if you love him, then you don't really have the guts to, do you? When you love somebody, you don't have the guts to do them dirty at all. So I would bring it up, because that's the healthy part of a relationship, is communicating. And if he lie or get defensive or get mad, period, at the fact that you found out, leave. Period. Just go. Don't even feed into it. Don't even say how you feel. Leave, because he don't feel like he's wrong at all. He's not man enough to admit that he did wrong. But if he tell the truth, then that's your decision to make. Like, okay, I love him, I want to fight for it. It's your decision to say, I'm cool, I'm done. Like, he admitted it, but still he should never did it. It's your decision at the end of the day. But don't let y'all history and how many years y'all been together or this and that control how you answer, basically. Like, it's up to you if you want to leave him or don't leave him. Miss Love Nicole, how do you feel about it?
You know, I totally agree with you. I mean, I definitely would say something, because it's just going to be on your conscience. You know, it's going to be in your head and you ain't going to be feeling right. It's better to feel healthy and be tight with it, you know? Don't let yourself feel bad because a nigga is doing wrong. So definitely say something. I'm down for it. What you think, Miss Layla?
I feel like it's a sticky situation, because you said that he wasn't only talking to another girl, he was linking up with another female. So that's like, you already did your dirt. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like it's obvious. Yes, bring it up, address it, but I feel like at the same time, if he respected you, he would have addressed it to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I personally would leave. Me personally, I wouldn't even bring it up. I would just leave. But I feel like it is it's reasonable that you would tell someone, okay, I'm not cool, because that you have that right to say, okay, I'm not good with this. Like, this shit is I'm not taking this. I'm not settling for anything other than what I deserve. You have that right. Mm-hmm. So I personally, I would bye. But I mean, I feel like if you love him, you say you love him. I mean, if it's something that you feel like you can, I don't know y'all history, so I can't really speak on that. But if you really love him and you feel like this is something that you guys could work out, if he does come clean and say, hey, okay, I did this or whatever, then that'll be that. But if not, then I would chalk it.
And also, something that I want to add to it before we wrap this one up is protect your health and peace. Make him get tested. If and not only was he talking to her, he made it worse by fulfilling his passion and actually going to see her and meet with her. So therefore, you know what people do on sneaky links. We all ain't dumb. We not dumb at all. They ain't sitting up. They ain't linking up to talk. They ain't linking up to read a book and shit. You know what they do.
Read the Bible. No.
So therefore, you need to go before. Even if you don't continue the relationship, you need to get tested and you need to make him get tested. Definitely. Because you doing something and you know these guys, they don't wrap their willies. They don't. Not in this generation. So they going around passing off them juices to every single female that they're sexually active with. So you need to go get tested, period.
Because even if that's the only person.
And they don't be feeling guilty about that either. They don't feel like they're wrong to be having multiple sex partners. They don't feel like it's nothing wrong with it. So therefore, protect yourself and go get tested, because it could be something that can be treated. You don't want to wait too long just trusting like, oh, he wasn't doing nothing like that, and you thinking that he not, and the whole time you got something and you could have been got rid of it.
And I'm gonna add this to it: souls tie. So if he, was in that girl and let it go, they soul is tied together. That's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you really got to think about that for the future, because you sharing a soul.
I feel like that's what sex stands for: sexual energy exchange. Like,
Yep.
people be wondering why they mental be so messed up after they done had sex with a guy or had sex with a female or something. Is you got their energy? You know what I mean? You let somebody inside of
it's multiple people.
Mm-hmm. And then that's just about what you were saying about the whole passing things around in this generation. Even though you may be, in your head that that's the only person you messing with, that you fucking on somebody who fucking 2 other people, and then 2 other people fucking 3 other people, and then 3. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's how that shit goes. So our second topic, y'all, I feel like I need to pose a question to y'all. Should family and friends' opinions of your significant other play a part in your relationship? And is it a deal breaker if they do not like, your family does not like your significant other?
I feel like this is a tough thing, because some people allow their family opinions to mess with the relationship. And I feel that it shouldn't. I mean, it depends on the situation you really got going on. I mean, if it's a bad one, is they really giving you a really good opinion that you should just try to listen to? Or is they just being negative and just hating, putting hate on it? You never know. So it's a half and half situation. Like what you think, the boss?
I feel like you should never let what outsiders say, because at the end of the day, you're with that person. You get to experience every single side to them that they have that others do not. They only see what you tell them. Whatever you say to somebody is the only thing that they know. So y'all could be getting into it, and this could be the one time y'all get into it, but your family gonna always remember that. Always, always, always. And you'd have forgave it an hour later after it happened. But it's because you broadcasted it and you involved your family, and that's why they feel like it's okay for them to validate how they feel about your partner. But I'll say that to say, you the only person that know that person. Like, you know that they're a good person, or you know that they're a bad person. That's for you to determine. You should never let no outsider determine anything, because they don't know what they're talking about half the time. Because you could be saying one thing and they can be saying one thing, and now they got 2 different views of it, but they still don't know the whole true story because they were not right there. So don't ever let nobody, no family or no friend, get in your relationship, because that's when it creates a lot of problems. Lots and lots of problems.
Yeah.
I feel like I agree with you, Ms. Love Nicole, on what you said.
I feel like you should never leave the door open for other people's opinions. Now, unless you're just like in this really horrible relationship to where it's causing you physical harm, or like it's a life or death situation, and you're trying to help out your family, like, okay, we need to, like, you're not okay. But like, as far as like, y'all already know, like, the couples that be together today, broke up tomorrow, together the next day, and then I feel like those type of relationships, mind your business. Please, just mind your business, because it's not going to change anything. But
and
go ahead.
I want to add to that, and also, please don't be that person that's like, they backbone. You know that it's okay. So say for instance, it's a known couple, and you know they always breaking up, always mess together. Please don't be that person that they go to when they off, because you know that they're gonna be back on with that person anyway. So you're breaking your own heart by being that side piece for them, when you know dang on well that you do not have no chance at all compared to the person that they keep on and off again with, because it's always gonna be on and off all the time. It's never gonna be your time. So don't be a dumbass and really fall for that person and really think that, oh, they gonna be with me and they gonna start leaving them alone, because they're not. I'm telling you, like, I've been through this multiple times. They're not gonna leave them alone. Don't make yourself that backbone person, because, oh, while they off and they on with you, they making you feel like you this and that. But as soon as that person call, boom, you're done with. It's off with you. And they right back on with the other person, and now they got you looking there, sitting there looking stupid. And they don't feel no type of bad because they know when they off again with that person, they back on with you. Don't be that person. Period. And again, what Miss Love Nicole was saying, it's a tough situation because your family and friends can really, like, you really think they hating, but they really right about the person the whole time, and it's just gonna unfold in front of your eyes. So it's hard to not let family opinions affect your relationship, but at the same time, half the time they be right about that person. Like, you ever meet somebody, you be like, something off about that person. They not right. But you're not trying to be a hater, but you just telling them, like, I don't feel their energy, I don't feel like they're a good person for you. And they end up being right. And then you be like, dang, I should have listened. I should have listened to what the fuck they was telling me, and I should never been trying to defend this person. It's going so hard for this person, and they ain't going hard for me.
Right. Stop raising your hand for people who won't lift a finger for you.
Exactly. Yes. And that goes into our next topic, which is long distance relationships. So, I had a long distance relationship, and it wasn't like, it was distance, but it was like he was in jail. I consider those long distance relationships because we can't see each other every day. You get told when you can wake up, when you can go to sleep, when you can piss, when you can do all of this shit. You get told that shit.
Right.
I can't come and see you without scheduling a visit. That's a long distance relationship to me, in my opinion. And it came down to, I held him down for 3 whole years, and he came out and did me crazy. And I had to think and sit back to myself like, will he have ever even a year of being loyal to me like how I was for him for 3 whole years? I really had to think about that. Like, he would have never. The day I went to jail, it would have been chops. He would have been for everybody. You feel me?
Yeah.
But that's a life lesson for me because I was young and foolish at the time, and he was able to manipulate me to continue to be loyal to him and do all this stuff for him, provide for him for so long. And then when he got out of jail, everything that he was saying was never none of that. It didn't match anything at all. But I was so manipulated and so strong alone that I just went with it for so long. And then I finally started to realize, like, he would never, ever do half of the things that I've ever done for him, ever. Just out of the kindness of his heart, because he's not cut like that. Period. But that's a life lesson for you. If you're in a long distance relationship and you trust that they're going to do that, go ahead. Because I trusted it too. But you got to know in the back of your head that at any time, he going to flip the switch on you. Or she going to flip the switch on you. You just can't never put your full trust into somebody that's in a long distance relationship because you never know. Because I have known people that they said they had a girlfriend and their girlfriend was a couple, like a stay over or something like that. And they trying to talk to me, they trying to get with me. Like, you don't have no respect for your relationship. So it's like, it comes down to it. Do you trust your partner or do you not?
Facts.
If you don't trust them, you need to end that. Ain't no point to even keep on doing that because what y'all doing, tit for tat, y'all cheating on each other, but y'all trying to play to each other like y'all not. Be single.
I feel like don't get me wrong, there are healthy long distance relationships.
Definitely.
Like, it can work. If anything can work, if you want to make it work. Mm-hmm. If both of y'all want to make it work. I feel like, I would say there are a couple of ways that you can keep that relationship solid. You know, I feel like definitely you have to have trust. Y'all have to trust each other. I feel like in any relationship, if I don't trust you, I don't feel like there's any reason for me to be with you. In any relationship, you have to understand, people make time for what they want. So if they're not calling you, if they're not texting you, it's because they don't want to. I don't care. I know people who work 24/7, or not 24/7, but you know what I mean, like work hours and hours and still can text. It's not hard. It's not hard to reassure your partner. It's not hard to show them that you care. It's because I feel like a lot, well, at least me, it's the little things for me. You know, I don't. It's the little things.
For a lot of women, it's the little things. Actually,
it's important. Before we tie up this topic, I'ma just say, I was in a relationship about a year ago with a guy, and I trusted him. I did. But we were doing long distance. And it was just too far, and I trusted him, and he broke the trust. He was cheating on me with his ex-girlfriend. I remember one day that I called him. I was at the gym, and I was calling him before I went in the gym, and he was sounding very moving, like, and was yelling at me, like, "What, Jada? What?" He was like, "I'm busy right now. And I was like, okay. And he just made me feel bad, like I did something wrong. But little do you know, I ended up talking to the girl before we ended up breaking up, and she told me they was fucking at that moment. That's how yes. She wasn't trying to do it like petty wise. We was talking woman to woman about the nigga because he had me really fucked up.
Did y'all have a relationship prior to him, or did you know her?
I knew that they had dated. And after they broke up, we did start talking. I was getting over a little thing, and he just came along. So we started talking. I mean, and then she didn't even know we was in a relationship. When I was sent her the picture, she was like, "Yeah, y'all was clearly in a full relationship." Yeah, we were. And he was getting ready to go off to college. So that's just how shady relationships can be. That's how niggas be. I mean, bold enough to answer phone while you sleeping around, and then yell at me to try to make it seem like it was me. Hell no, nigga.
And that's when I go back into the manipulation. Like, you really sitting here like you not doing nothing wrong at all, and then you making me feel like it's my fault for the way that you're acting. No, that's ridiculous. And that's when it comes down to, I'm breaking up with you. Like, the relationship is done.
We got to talk about how to get over a breakup. I feel like that's definitely something that our listeners need to hear. 'Cause a lot of people, it's hard. I feel like the pain of a breakup is not even just emotional, but you can feel that shit. Like, you feel that shit in your chest. Like, you sliding down the wall in slow motion type shit. Like, oh my gosh. But, like, I feel like the way that I did personally, I just surrounded myself around people that made me laugh. Like, I feel like laughter is the best medicine. Especially, like, for me personally, it is. And I feel like when you surround yourself around people that make you feel good, it's just, it reminds you that you're loved. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot reduce your life to a nigga or to a man.
Exactly. And
yeah. Go ahead.
And I feel that the breakup and feeling it in your chest, because I'm going through, like, I mean, we didn't have a title, which we should have, but, like, I feel like I'm going through a breakup too, and I feel it like, it's just like when you with somebody every single day, all day, and then you go to it just being you, and you go back to your regular schedule. It's like weird because you was like really, really thinking that you was gonna work out with that person, and you ended up not working out with them, and it's heartbreaking because you invested so much time and money and energy and sleep and everything into this person just for it to end up like, damn, they really just play their hand how they play their hand. But it's your fault because you lost a bad bitch.
Right.
So, the way I get out of, like, not feeling bad after a relationship, I do me. I mean, I kind of just let it go because I be in my head like, if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be.
Right.
So I start doing me again. I get to making myself feel healthy and good. Because usually, when you're in a relationship, to me, you be eating good and stuff. So then I started eating back right. I started doing me, doing stuff that I shouldn't have stopped doing when I was in a relationship because trying to be all lovey-dovey. So I get to back feeling myself, feeling good. That's the only thing you can do, because when you do it, it feels great. If you don't, I feel like you start feeling sad, and you ain't got time for that because it obviously wasn't that important. Right. Let it go. Let it fly. Get back to doing you. Start feeling good.
I feel like a lot of us, we lose ourselves in the process of loving someone else. And I feel like even if you feel like you are where you are supposed to be right now, just imagine if think of all the time and all the energy and all the love that you put into all the people that were not serving you. Imagine if you took all of that and poured it into yourself. How farther you would probably be in life. You know what I mean? So I feel like do not reduce yourself to a person. Like, it's okay to love somebody, but if it's costing you shit that you don't want it to cost you. You're not supposed to be in that situation, and that's just that. So
a way that I get over a breakup, I do my motherfucking hair. I'm sorry, y'all, but have y'all ever? I know us women, I go through hair depression. Like, damn, my hair ain't done. I'm sad as fuck. Like, damn, I need my hair done. And I feel like when you breaking up with somebody, you need to love yourself. You need to get that new image that be like, okay, bitch, you was a bad bitch. You was so fucking cute. Like, how could you ever just feel sad over this motherfucker? Like, no, pour that energy into yourself. So when I'm feeling sad and I just got my heart broke, I go get my hair done. I do my hair, cause that's take my mind off of shit. Like, oh, and I'm catching motherfuckers' attention. Like, okay. Somebody complimented me. Okay, that makes me feel so good about myself because I was waiting for this person to compliment me and he was never doing that shit. And I got a random stranger complimenting me just because of one time that they looked at me. But this person looked at me every single day and didn't do that. Yeah. So I get my hair done, get your lashes done, get your nails done, do something. And then I'll take myself out on a date.
For real.
Treat yourself. Period.
Yes.
And what is everything that you're doing, you occupying your mind not to be sad about what just happened. You're occupying your mind to forget that shit and just live your life and be cool without that person. So I find a whole bunch of stuff to do. Go exercise, call my girls up, go link with them, talk about this nigga, and then be done with it. After that, say what I gotta say, get that shit dished out, and then I'm moving on with my life. And you don't even gotta necessarily move on to a person. And that's where a lot of people go wrong at too. When they break up with somebody, they automatically move on to another person. No, you need to stop and regroup yourself because maybe it's something that you wasn't doing.
Same person.
Yeah.
Like different person, same situation.
Exactly. And it's possible that maybe it could have been you. And maybe it wasn't you. But it's for you to take that time to reevaluate yourself and think like what really happened? What the fuck really went wrong? What the fuck really happens for me to get to the point that I'm at now? And you do not need to do that to another person because you're hurting that person intentionally because you're using them to get over that person that just broke your heart. But you're about to break their heart as well because you just using them. And you know you are. Don't break up with somebody and go with somebody else because you don't use them. Period. That's not cool and that's not right.
And don't feel like you have to, and I feel like you kind of said that as well. But like, don't feel like you have to move on to somebody else to get over the next one, because that's what I was saying about different person, same situation. Like, it's not, if you're not growing in between, there's no point. You it's just a cycle. And I feel like sometimes you have to step back and remember who the fuck you are. Mm-hmm. You know, take yourself out on a date. You know, get your hair done or whatever, and use the pain, because like I said, it's going to hurt. It's not something that can be fixed overnight. You know what I mean? But use that pain as motivation. You know what I mean? Use that as your drive to get to that next level, to where you ain't gonna remember this nigga name in 5 years. Mm-hmm. Like, what you ever like look back at somebody you fucking and be like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, why the fuck did I just like, why did I do that? Like, what? Like, So yeah, just remember who the fuck you are. Remember who the fuck you are.
And you right about that, Layla. You said you're not gonna remember the nigga name in 5 years. Like, my first heartbreak, if somebody say his name today, I'm like, who the fuck is you talking about? Like, girl, what? Wait, who? Right. Like, bro, because I just didn't move past that. Yeah. Like, it took a long time, because, man, what? Like, I cried for 3 days straight every morning. I was in school crying and shit, showing people the messages like, y'all, look at this. Like, and now I'm like, what the fuck? Like, girl, that is a nobody. Like, I go to his page and be like, ugh, like, ew. Like, why was I ever really that invested? But shit, that's what it takes time. So that's why you don't rush in with somebody else when you need that time to heal.
Facts. I feel like we need to talk about people who are in relationships with people who struggle with mental health illness. You know, depression, anxiety, because none of us are perfect. You know what I mean? And everybody has flaws. Nobody's, you know. So I feel like, me personally, I do struggle with mental health illness. And I feel like the perfect way that all I ever wanted in a relationship was somebody to communicate clearly with me, because I am a huge overthinker.
Man.
I need you to make shit crystal motherfucking clear.
Ding, ding, ding.
Like, I don't want we not beating around the bush, we not sugarcoating shit. Like, I need you to give me reassurance. And honestly, I hate to say it, like, matter of fact, I don't hate to say it because I deserve it. Like, I need reassurance 24/7. Yes. And I feel like a lot of men, they feel like, oh, that's too much. Or that. If you feel like that, you're not the one for me, baby. Like, exactly. It's just not gonna work.
Because somebody gonna come around that's
just
all
gonna
that
want
stuff
to do
that you
that
was
shit.
begging for, and you was literally pleading like, please do this, please do that. Somebody gonna come in your life and just do that without you even asking.
Like, I gotta ask for it. I don't want it.
You're gonna be like, wow. God really looking down and seeing that I really deserve what I'm begging for.
Right.
And you shouldn't have to ask for that shit. You really shouldn't.
I'm sorry. Are y'all familiar with the 5 love languages?
No.
I was gonna ask y'all which y'all love language was. There's 5 love languages.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's words of affirmation. And before I even get into that, I'm just tell you why I'm asking you that question. Okay. Because I feel like when it comes to dealing with somebody with mental health illness, and not even people with mental health illness in general, in a relationship, you have to understand you guys have to understand each other's love language, because the way I show love may not be the way you show love. Right. So I may be doing something to show you that I love you, but you taking it as if it's on some other stuff. You know what I mean? So we have to have those complicated conversations in the beginning of our relationships to avoid shit from happening in the future. You know what I mean? So we have words of affirmation, basically what I was saying, reassurance and stuff like that, you know. Physical touch, quality time, gift giving, and acts of service.
Okay.
So I feel like mine is, like I said again, words of affirmation. I feel like I need to hear that, because like I said, I be overthinking, so I need to hear every once in a while that I'm appreciated and that I'm loved, and you know, we in a good spot. You know, I want to feel secure in my relationship.
Yes. And
I feel like physical touch, I don't like being touched by nobody else, but if we're in a relationship, that's the only person that I feel like can touch me, because like I do not like being touched. Like, don't hug me, I'm not a hugger. Even you, like, I'll be hugging you because you're my best friend, but like I know it'd be awkward sometimes because I'm not a affectionate person. But
we need to get into that too.
Yeah, that's another one. But anyways, what about you ladies?
I'm giving. I feel like I give too much. I give way too much. And I feel like I'm not receiving it back enough. And I just keep giving because that's just me. I'm a Pisces, y'all. Yes. And Pisces.
Gang too, man.
Scorpio gang, you already know.
And we are very emotional. So I get emotional when I'm not receiving like how I'm giving to this person. But it's happened a lot. And I can't let go, but like I said, I just keep giving. That's me.
For me, I feel like it's quality time. Like, for me, I'm like a person, like, I want to be in your presence like 24/7. Like, if I enjoy your presence and I enjoy the way that you make me feel, the way that you change my mood and make my mood pure happiness, I feel like it's easier for me to spend more time with you. Like, I don't care for gifts. Like, gifts, like I'm a giver too. Like, I love to trick on a nigga. I'm not gonna lie. If you treat me good and I'm happy and I'm smiling 24/7 and you not stressing me the fuck out more than I need to be stressed out, and you're not adding to my stress, I'm a trick on you. I'm sorry. Like, I'm the type of female, I love for my dude to appreciate what I do for him. Like, I love for him to be like, oh, my babe got me this. My babe got me this. Because, yeah, I'm the nigga that's keeping a smile on her face.
Right.
It's that simple. Like, I love stuff like that. So, for me, like, I'm clingy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm very clingy because I get attached real easily, and that's my problem. I'm always getting attached to a person that they act like they attached to me too, and then they'll start detaching, and I don't ever peep that until they like basically already detached from me. But I'm more and more attached to them, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, I'm overly attached and they're not attached enough. So for me, like I like the quality time. Like we could just be sitting there, you play a game, and I'll be on my phone. But as long as we by each other and I'm feeling you and I'm touching you and this and that, then I'm fine with that because we in each other's presence. But it's like, don't make me feel like I'm bothering you because I want to be in your presence. Because then I'm gonna be like, oh, he don't want me around, and that's gonna upset me because I like quality time.
I liked that because I definitely add that to me as well. Quality time is something big. Yeah. That's all I ask for, just to hang out, chill, walk at the park.
Just to be in your presence.
Whatever, you know.
Especially if we vibe and how it's portraying to me, like in my head, we top notch, we up there, we buddy, we like we besties to me in my head, and then in your head it's something different. Like I like for it to be on the same page, and that comes in with the reassurance. Like reassure me that you want to spend as much time with me as I want to spend with you.
Right. Now, ladies, on a darker note, I hate to darken the mood, but it's important for us to talk about, so I want to talk about relationships that experience domestic violence, women who are experiencing domestic violence. Men, let me just make it clear before I even start, we are a podcast for women, so I'm going to talk about the women, but don't get it twisted.
Can definitely be victims of domestic violence as well. It's not just women or men. I mean, it's not just women. It's definitely men as well.
Right.
Yes.
And you ladies need to realize that no form of domestic violence is okay. It don't matter if you're a woman or a man. Keep your hands to your fucking self.
Yes.
Hands, your words, all of that stuff. Like, it's different ways. I feel like it's different ways of domestic violence, not just physical, because you can be emotionally domestic to a person as well. Mm-hmm. But keep your hands to yourself. If you feel like it's even getting to that point that you need to put your hands on somebody, you need to go. That person is not for you, period. Yes. It don't matter how much you love them. It don't matter. If you feel like you have to physically put your hands on them for the situation to stop or for you to feel like you better than them, you need to leave because you have a problem within yourself.
Mm-hmm. I also wanted to talk about, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to bring that up later because I had another opinion of that, but I'm going to bring it up now since you just said that. About she needs to leave.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about the reasons women stay in abusive relationships. Because it's so easy for us to say, well, just leave them.
Yeah. But
you don't know, so you don't know their situation. And I feel like they could be in an abusive situation. Women stay because of their kids. Women stay because they have a toxic viewpoint on what love is because they were never taught what to expect from a man. So it's basically a cycle. A lot of them grew up seeing their moms and their grandmamas and aunties get beat. Mm-hmm. More than 40% of black women will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's definitely important. If you are experiencing anything of the sort, you need to seek help. Definitely. Please seek help. Actually, I do have the domestic violence hotline. It is as follows: 1-800-799-7233. Again, that is 1-800-799-7233.